This carousel live on my Instagram right now. I didn't research it, I didn't write it, and I didn't post it. My AI agent, Hermes, did all of it. Then someone left this comment and it replied to them in my voice without me touching a thing. Everyone's using AI to create and publish content, but almost nobody can do that last part. Read your comments and reply to them in your own voice. A social media manager who does all that runs you 3 to 5 grand a month and still clocks out at 6 p.m. So by the end of this video, you'll have a Hermes agent that does the whole job. It researches and writes posts in your voice, publishes them to every channel, and answers your comments around the clock. Learns from your own knowledge so it never sounds like a generic AI. Full-time social media manager that costs you nothing. This puts you way ahead of everyone still paying for this by hand. Let's build it. I'm not going to skip the boring but important parts because that's exactly where every other tutorial leaves you stranded. And here's what you're actually building so it's clear from the very start. It's not just an Instagram poster, it's a foundation. This same setup can run every channel you're on. LinkedIn, X, TikTok, YouTube, and it makes any kind of content, not just carousels. We're building it on Instagram today because it's the clearest to show, but you built this once and you can point this anywhere. Now, two things make it run. Hermes, the AI agent that lives on your own machine, you can message it from anywhere. An assistant that you can actually give work to and it can complete. That's the first part. The second is Mallory.ai, which is the connector that lets Hermes post and reply across all those accounts. That's it. Everything else we're gonna build. So let's start with the one thing that makes an AI post sound like a person instead of a robot. What it actually knows about you. Once you've got Hermes agent set up and running, and if you're not sure how to do that, I'll leave a link in the description for a detailed tutorial so you can check it out there. You need to give Hermes access to any folder on your computer which contains all of your information. Call it a knowledge base, call it a second brain, just a basic folder of your stuff. The label doesn't matter. What matters is that it's yours. So it has your notes, your call transcripts, your blog posts, your public-facing documentation. This is what the agent reads before it writes a single word. For starting out, just dumping all of your files into a folder and giving Hermes access to it will be okay. Hermes can search for individual words and pick up context and assemble it. But if you want to learn how you can build a fully fledged second brain where individual concepts link together to form a network or a mesh, resulting in a much cleaner and more powerful setup, there's a video for that as well. I'll link it in the description. But for this social media agent setup, you can start with just a plain folder and the agent will work just as fine. This is the piece that makes everything downstream sound like you instead of generic AI. And it's the same knowledge whether you're posting to Instagram, LinkedIn, X, TikTok, or anywhere else. If your business already has leads, clients, tasks, or follow-ups falling through the cracks, don't start by buying another AI tool. Start by mapping the bottleneck. I work with business owners to build AI systems around the highest leverage workflow first. If that's what you need, book a consulting call below. And if you're still in learning mode and want the templates, workflows, and breakdowns behind these videos, the school community is linked below as well. Now we're going to build the skill that will allow Hermes to dig into the content vault and make Instagram carousels for us. Building a skill isn't quite as complex as it seems. Skills are basically a set of instructions that are preloaded into Hermes, and Hermes can pull that file out, read the instructions, and execute whenever it understands from your commands that you want that skill followed. Hermes can write its own skills, so there's no special process involved aside from simply prompting Hermes to whatever you're talking to it with, whether it's Telegram, WhatsApp, or even the CLI. Just post in a set of instructions for how you want the skill to be made. I've already set up this prompt, and I'll leave that prompt in the description in case you want to grab it. So I'm going to simply paste in the prompt, hit enter, and wait for Hermes to author the skill for me. Now remember, we're making a carousel skill today, but because a skill is a reusable recipe, this exact same move with a different prompt can build a thread skill, a caption skill, a video script skill, a newsletter skill, you name it. You learn this concept and you can spin up skills for literally anything that you post. This skill that we're building does two jobs in order. It researches the topic so the content is accurate and current and not made up, then writes it in your voice based on your knowledge. Alright, so we have confirmation that Hermes built and validated the new skill. It searches the content vault, synthesizes one original carousel idea, creates 7 to 10 Instagram carousel slides, generates the slide images, and writes an Instagram caption with a hook, an expanded lesson, an actionable takeaway, a discussion question, and relevant SEO blocks. All we had to do to get all of this output was just one single prompt, and that is the beauty of Hermes. Now imagine this multiplied across all of your social media workflows. Now the skill isn't any good unless we test it, so let's go ahead and ask it to test the skill and generate a carousel for today. Now because I have all of this stuff in my content vault already, it's doing all of this incredible research and pulling out sources from my real interactions with real clients and real people. And it's going to start generating that image. Now, while it's generating the image, a quick thing to keep in mind, when you set up Hermes for the first time, you will have to enable the built-in image generation tool. Now, I've used OpenAI's Codex OAuth as the brains for my Hermes agent, so I can use that same model for processing and for generating images. And I've found that this is the easiest way to do it. If you're using API keys, you'll have to set up a separate API key for image generation, whether it's with Gemini or OpenAI or whatever image generation model that you're using. If it sounds really complex, don't worry, it actually isn't. You can just talk to Hermes and have it help you configure itself for image generation. So in about 12 minutes, and it took that long because we were generating so many images, we have received a response. We have the carousel with 8 square slides. The agent actually checked every slide, made a contact sheet so we can see all of them at once, and wrote a caption. So let's check out the slides. Awesome. So you can see these are beautifully designed. The text is good. It's not generic. It's actually based on things that I have said or that I have discussed with my clients in reality. And right here, you've already replaced the freelancer that you'd pay to design your graphics and to write your captions. And this one actually sounds like you. But one post on demand isn't a manager. A real manager shows up every single day without you asking. So the next step is to make it do that. Before we make this thing post every single day on its own, if this is useful so far, hit subscribe. It genuinely helps. Okay, every day on autopilot. Hermes made this one excellent post, but one really isn't enough, right? So now we need to tell Hermes to build and maintain a database of all the posts that it's done. This database serves two purposes. Number one, to make sure that it doesn't repeat itself. And two, this is the part that matters later, it's how the agent knows exactly where to go looking once people start commenting. So the database is the memory that turns a bunch of separate posts into one system that keeps track of itself. For the actual posting, we're going to be using a platform called Mallory.ai. Now the guys over at Mallory were kind enough to give me access to their app in order to test it out, and I have been loving it so far. I've hooked it up to my live workflows, and I'm actually publishing LinkedIn posts and Instagram posts as you've seen. And I've also set it up to start responding to comments. I am personally using this tool, and I would only recommend something if I actually use it and get value out of it. So go ahead and sign up for Mallory. They have a free trial, but to get the full features, you will have to sign up for a paid plan. Now once you're inside, scroll down and you'll be able to see all of the platforms. Connecting your accounts is just as easy as just clicking the Connect Account button. No extra configuration. Just sign in with the account and you're all connected. You'll see that I already have my LinkedIn account connected, and I also have my Instagram account all connected. That is all you have to do on Mallory's side. The rest of the configuration is back in Hermes. Now to give Hermes access to Mallory, there's two ways. You can either give it access to the MCP, which is the easiest way. It will use a lot more tokens because Hermes will have to naturally discover all of the endpoints by itself. Or if you're feeling a little more advanced, you can actually go over to the API. Grab the specific API routes that you need for publishing and managing comments and paste all of those instructions into Telegram once and ask it to create a skill. I use the API route, but if you want, you can just use the MCP route as well. So if you wanted to set this up through the MCP, just go ahead and copy this page, come back into Telegram, paste in the command, and ask it to set up this MCP server for you. You will have to add your API key. Now there are two ways of doing. Now you will have to add your API key, so click on API key. The secure way to do this is to open up the folder that you used for the content vault and create a file called .env.local. Open it up in any text editor and add in your Mallory API key in that file and save it. That is the secure way to do it. The lazy way to do it is just to drop your API key into Telegram itself and ask Hermes to save it for you. Although I don't recommend you do that. So once you paste in this command, hit enter, Hermes is going to do some back and forth and set up the MCP server for you. And if you follow the steps, you can ask it to wire the Mallory MCP server into Hermes and verify the discovered tools. Now you just have to follow the prompts and continue telling Hermes to set this up for you. I'm going to skip this step because I've already done the setup beforehand. Now that the post is generated and we have our account connected with Mallory, we can simply tell Hermes, publish this post to Instagram via Mallory. Alright, publish to Instagram via Mallory. Let's go and check. Here's my Instagram page. I'm going to hit refresh, and there is the new post. Complete with the caption. Complete with the caption. Excellent. Now for reading and responding to comments, we need to go back to Mallory, grab those specific API endpoints, or instruct Hermes to find those tools from the MCP server, paste in the instructions into Hermes, and simply ask Hermes to create a skill that will list comments, see if it hasn't already replied to that comment, and if so, write a relevant and grounded reply. That's it. And I can't keep repeating this enough times. This is really the power of Hermes, where you can use it to really build upon itself. So from the API, we're going to copy list comments, paste it in, copy reply to comments, paste that in as well, and we're simply going to say create a skill and system to pull comments from published posts, and if a comment has not been replied to, write a reply grounded in the content vault. Hit enter, and we're simply going to let Hermes do its thing and build out the skill for us. Alright, so the comment engagement skill is done, along with a local system to keep track of which comments have already been replied to. Everything is all set up. And Hermes went ahead and also created a cron job to schedule this automatically. Now going back to the post, you'll see that we have received one comment. Let's go ahead and run the Hermes workflow and have it reply automatically. So it checked the latest post, it found the comment, and it has also drafted a suggested reply. Let's go ahead and say good to go, and there it is, posted. Let's check, and the reply automatically posted by Hermes. Amazing. Now a fully autonomous agent replying on your real accounts can be a little scary, and it should be. So that's why the safety net is built in, which asks for your approval before you reply directly to any people commenting on your content. Everything it just posted is live on my actual accounts right now. You can go take a look. These are real, and the agent did every bit of it. And if you want to go deeper on the piece that makes it sound like you, the knowledge layer, that's the whole subject of my last video. Watch that one next.